welcome back to Raz Gains. And today, the topic, folks, is about muscle balance, or precisely just balance. So, as I go through my course of being a PT, and it would be my almost third year of proper training now with diet, sleep, muscle strengthening, form, progressive overload, the foundation of building strength, nutrition, and good habits. What I've come across in my journey is balancing of your left side, your right side, individual limbs, using the big muscles as one and strengthening both sides to make them equal. Now, this might sound like something people already know, or rather something people should know. But the thing is, you don't really know until it hits you when you're on that bench press and suddenly one side takes out more than the other. Or on the squat, where again one side takes over the other and has to save the other side. And you're probably wondering why I'm making a video about this if people already know this. Well, it could just be a reminder for everyone here to know to strengthen each side, or it could be new information for people, and whether or not it's both or not anything, I think people deserve to know this because it can reduce injuries, it can reduce any faults in your lifts, because going to the gym and lifting heavy stuff, it's no different to lifting stuff in construction. For instance, using your legs rather than your back for a squat or some form of deadlifts like an RDL. Embrace your core to pick up a bag of cement. Same thing with most of your compound lifts. It's so important to get it right, because I've spoken to loads of people through my journey where they've had shoulder injuries for years, chronic by the way, or they've had back issues, or they know someone who's had a hernia. And while it is impressive to see their physiques or their strength or their commitment, you don't want to make that same mistake. You don't want one side being stronger than the other, purely because you want to be strong everywhere, but also reducing risk of injury. Let's say you're going for a PR, but your left side is way weaker than your right. You're prone to a pec tear, you're prone to the bar just not being lifted if you don't have a spotter. You're just prone to everything bad that can happen. Now, let's say you go for a PR and both sides are strong. Well, guess what? You have double the chance of lifting that bar over your head when you're on that phase of struggling. But also, those risks reduce itself because you can actually take the bar off you from one side to the other, compared to if you had a weak left side and that left side couldn't even bring it over your head. Now, there are simple ways to go about this, using isolation exercises for everything. So I do this myself. I'll do the bench press once or twice a week for every 2 out of 4 weeks. And then the other 2 out of 4 weeks, I would do 1 bench press and 1 dumbbell press. And I'll really slow it down. I'll make sure that the left side is feeling as much trauma as the right side. Same thing with biceps, triceps, legs. Even on the hack squat, I'm doing single leg. On the leg press, I'm doing single leg every 2 weeks out of 4 weeks. And I'll still focus on the compound. I'll still focus on the form, slowing it down, time under tension, getting more reps under the big weights so that I can progressively overload, including abs as well, making sure each side of my core is getting it, so not just doing leg raises but doing twists as well. It's really important that if you're watching this, you try to get everything the same, because the cherry on the cake is the aesthetics. That's the last thing to think about, but that will come if you train everything properly, because if you don't, you'll get one shoulder bigger than the other, or you'll have your right side dominating your left. And I just speak from observations. I used to work with this guy, big guy by the way. His right side would be at shoulder level, and that's where he kept his bag on, and predominantly his stronger side doing his work, and left side was just slumped. So he'd walk around like that all day. He just had too much going on the right side. It might be a medical condition, I'm not sure. God help him. But if you're in your fitness journey and you're starting off, or if you're late into it and you're 10 years deep, it does not matter. What matters is you've got this information now, so just start processing this information. Let your ego go, let it go, and start balancing out your workouts if you're not doing so already. If you are, keep going, congratulations, but if you're not, start today.